Hello everyone. It's July 23rd, 24th, something like that. Wednesday here in northeast of Atlanta, zone 7. And if you're in zone 6, 7, 8, a lot of your garden is getting kind of tired. Heat's really been catching up to you. And it's time to start seriously getting your seeds started, hopefully indoors where it's a little cooler. So you can have a good late season summer garden, or be getting some of your fall stuff ready. Now, something that we use year-round is basil, and this is probably the nicest of the many basil plants we have. It's still going pretty well, and what I want to do is get some fresh starts. I want to get some roots on some of these stems to continue a late season. It's really, I don't want to do seeds this late. By the time they're ready and going good, it'll be getting cold. But I can get these rooted and in the ground in pots in a couple of weeks, and that's a great plan. So I'm going to come down in here and I'm going to pick some plants. There's one. Amazingly, I'm not a big pesto person until we actually make our own with our own basil, and then I find it to be quite delicious. I've got a little setup that'll very easily sprout 6 of these, so I'm going to get 6 cuttings. I think I need one more. When you cut basil, it just turns right in roots for you. Wow, I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but there's a beautiful butterfly right there. This is my eggplant. I've got like 5 kinds of eggplant this year, all the long skinny ones. And with all this heat, they're like saying, oh, okay, now we can grow. They're like the happiest guy out here. That and the poblano peppers. So let's head inside before I start sweating too bad. And I'll show you how I get these started in some water for rooting. Alright, I've got a plastic container here that I've put some dechlorinated water in. If you don't have anything to dechlorinate it, you can just put it in here and leave it out overnight, and most of the chlorine will off-gas and you'll be fine. Then I've taken the lid to it, and in this particular one I've put 12 holes in it. I used a drill. It looks like 1/2-inch holes, and that lid will fit perfectly. Now, you don't have to do it this way. A lot of people will just put the all the stems into a glass or a jar or a bottle or whatever, and that'll work just fine. But my problem is you do that and it looks like everything's working great, and then you discover that there's only 2 or 3 of them actually rooting. So I like to need to take a couple more off. I like to separate them so the ones that root and the ones that aren't rooting are very obvious. That way I get a much better job of getting different ones to root. If one of them just doesn't take, it'll usually show in a day or so, and I can pull it out or replace it, or just leave it out if I don't need it. So I cut the lower limbs off because I want roots to form. I don't want it to have to go through the process of killing off the leaves first. So and what this is going to do is going to give us some great basil plants to start to have some beautiful basil to harvest come later on in the season. Come September, I'll be really happy I did this. Come October, I'll be ecstatic because you can't find new plants anywhere. That one's got a little curly to it. So these will also work if you're using, I can't really reach it, but pretty much any of the plastic containers. Get one big enough to hold a few plants. Stick them in there. Now you can put them on a windowsill, put them under a light, put them pretty much anywhere you like, that they get some sunlight. Give them a little time. See if I can lift this up without making a mess. And as you can see here, you can see all my little roots sticking down. And I'm going to sit them right over here under the lights. And in a few days we should start seeing some of the slips having roots on them. So that's all there is to it. When you get a good batch of roots, we'll put them in some dirt and then we can move them out in the garden. So if you like these quick how-to videos, please subscribe. Click the like button. If you do the bell, I think it notifies you when I put a new one up. This is David at Grow and Eat This, getting started on the late summer, early fall garden. Thank you for watching.